Hey everybody, welcome back to the Behavior Revolution, and I want to show you our new renovated website. Take a look. Now this is on a desktop. I specifically designed it on a desktop. It is suited to a phone or tablet as well. It doesn't look quite as good on there, but if you've got a desktop, I recommend you go there because I've designed it a bit like a gallery, a picture book. I want it to be pleasant on the eyes, not confusing and stacks of writing everywhere. So have a look. It's white, it's clean. I just want it easy. We have 12 main topics here that most people are going to want to know, because when we give them a flyer or a card or anything like that, it's going to have a barcode on it. They zip their phone over it and this is going to come up. The QR code will come up and this page will come up here. And there'll be main topics. And the most questions that you get is, who's Yahusha? Well, why you say Yahuah? Why you say Yahusha? Yeah, some people might want to know what the rules are. Then we've got water immersion there. What's the portal? Why you keep saying a portal? We're going to go into each of these topics as well in different videos. There's the Shabbat. Tells you all about the Shabbat. What's that? What's that about? Why you do that? The feasts, all about the feasts. The scriptures, how to understand the scriptures, get the abstract meaning, how to study the scriptures. Our little two-step principle for that. What are the first principles? What is the enemy? What is warfare? We've got here a new thing. Who is Yisrael? The difference between Israel and Yisrael. What is the Hebrews 12 test? And what is idolatry? Like I said, I will go through each of these articles probably in a different video, so we can I can put each of those videos in these pages. And then of course up the top you've got your navigation menu. Those 12 topics I just showed you with the pizzas on them, little pizza menu there, are under here. That's those 12 topics there. So anywhere in the website that you find yourself, you can go back to the home button and it will take you to all those again there. Then we have articles, and the articles page goes all the way back to 2015, as you can see. Then we have a scripture page, not that, scripture, yep. And that gives a whole explanation about why the Behavior Revolution scriptures were evolved, what happens in there, why I started that project. That goes all through there. And we've got a videos page, which pretty much is similar to our YouTube page, just has all the different playlists there that we've got, the scriptures, the Keeping Up with Yahusha show, all of it. You can see it goes down, it goes on, yeah, all sorts of things down there. So when we go back to the top there, we have a music one. The music is just all the stuff on SoundCloud. It's just all the songs that I've ever written and recorded. They're all on SoundCloud there, and they're all free. Just download them if you like. Yeah, listen to them, sample them, whatever, download them, add them to your collection, whatever. Then we've got an About Us here if you want to know what it's about. The Behavior Revolution began in 2015 when simple, everyday Aussies decided to step out of the religious Messianic Natrum scene and listen to Yahusha's voice concerning the behavior he requires from his bride. Then Yahusha gave us the 3 rules and many other wonderful gems. So we want to encourage you to keep striving forward in your relationship with Yahusha. Feel free to email, submit a question, or for a quick response, Facebook message us. And that's just the post we've got in our front window of the salon about the praise sessions we do every Saturday night. So that's that. Behavior Revolution Australia, yeah. So let's go back to here, to our home page, because what I want to do, go back. The internet ain't that crash hot here, but this one up here, maturity. Last handful of articles Christopher wrote were all, and I've just summarized them into the topic of maturity, because that's where I think the bride needs to go. Let's have a look at it. I want to address that today and record it for you so you can get all of this. I did about 5 or 6 articles and I've put them all together under this one banner. What does maturity look like? We always say we've got to be transformed, we've got to be perfected, we've got to be mature. What does mature? Do you have anybody around you to look at that might be an example of that? We've got Yahusha, but we can't physically see him. So what does maturity actually look like? This is what it looks like. So this is, because this is the only purpose for us being immersed, got his spirit in us, portal open, go on, past the first principles to perfection, to maturity. So this is where we're heading, yeah? You're either arrived and you're doing all these things, which I don't think anybody, I've never met anybody, or this is the direction you're in, all right? Maturity. What does it look like? There's a scripture here. Be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. For your anger doesn't work the uprightness of Elohim. Listening. Listening to Yahusha and others is a behavior and a big part of the arsenal of our warfare. For when we deny the self and listen to others, we are fighting Satan. Did you know that? When you put yourself off, even for a moment, to consider someone else's point of view, it's not about the point of view, you don't have to agree with them, but when you put yourself off and listen. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen to others. It's actually warfare. You're actually fighting Satan. When we are not seeking attention and esteem in a conversation, but actually listening, we defeat the enemy, and he cannot manifest through our lives. Did you know that Satan wants to esteem himself by entering our vessels and live our lives through our emotions? Yeah? That's how little he thinks of you. He hates you. Doesn't want you connected to the poor. Doesn't want you connected to Yahusha's realm, because he can't be. He wants to live through your vessel. His life. He's an identity thief. Everything Yahusha wants to do, he wants to copy it. So, Satan wants to esteem himself by entering our vessels and live our lives through our emotions, causing conflict and displaying behavior the opposite to Yahusha's word. However, by listening to Yahusha and others, we stop that evil behavior manifesting through our life and claim victory by behaving the loving kindness of Yahusha. Yeah? So it's all about listening, yeah? Not just listening though. It's in Proverbs 8, a fool does not delight in understanding. A fool does not delight in understanding, but in uncovering his own heart. Sprouting about yourself, talking about yourself, uncovering the wicked, revealing what's in your heart. Instead of understanding someone else, revealing all about yourself. Yeah? So we had listening. That's a sign of maturity, if you're willing to listen to others. Now we've got understanding. As well as listening, understanding is another major weapon in our arsenal of warfare against the enemy. Everyone wants to be understood, and it is easy to give this to someone who is exasperated, for this delivers a friend that Satan has bound up. So denying ourselves in this operation blocks the demons from manifesting through the friend, which opens a door of kindness for Yahusha's loving favour to flow into our friend, giving them peace. See, it's not about you. It's not about you. You're listening, and not just listening, understanding someone else. So it's not about you. Oh, I thought I had to focus on myself to mature and overcome and this. You find that by putting yourself off for the sake of others, you start to mature. Because it's not about you, it's about other people. Becoming mature. The self has to die so Yahusha can flow through us. Understanding is a major behavior for every believer to achieve and perfect. How many are willing to put themselves aside for their neighbour? It's a glorious thing to see in operation. In Psalm 119. The opening up of your words give light, giving understanding to the simple. So remember, we're talking about how to become mature. Yeah? Listening, understanding. And what's the next one? Humility. In the Hebrew understanding, humble means to crumble, bruise, beat to pieces, break in pieces, crush, destroy, oppress, smite, bend the knee, to vanquish, bring down into subjection, to subdue the self. Self has to go down to die. Yeah? Let's jump over to the scripture first. In 1 Peter 5, younger ones, be subject to elders, and gird yourself with humility towards one another. For Elohim resists the proud, but gives favor to the humble. Elohim actually resists the proud, but gives favor to the humble. So, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of Yahuah, so that he exalts you in due time. And cast all your worry on him, for he is concerned about you. Which means you don't have to have any worry. Worry, stress, anxiety, it's actually a sin. Because you're supposed to put any concern or any issue, topic, whatever that comes up in your life on him, and he'll give you the answer, and you hear and do. So we know we're supposed to be humble. We know what humble means now. All these words here. So, from the Hebrew, we can see what Yahusha expects from us as we humble ourselves. Firstly before him, then others. It really takes a gutsy person to take on this behavior. Do you know many people who are willing to go this low, to be broken, beaten, bruised, crushed, destroyed, oppressed, smitten, bent the knee, vanquished, bring down and subdue their self? Do you know many people who are willing to go there, young or old? It really takes a gutsy person to take on this behavior and reach its goal. The 3 rules are a great tool to help us mature, but sadly, in 74 years, Christopher said, I've never met anyone reach this standard of behavior. Isn't that sad? I guess we have to look to Yahusha then. And he was only 33. He was the living Turah, the living word made flesh. He never disobeyed it once. Imagine being able to say that. I never disobeyed one thing, I was perfect. Yeah? So we've gone from listening to understanding someone, being humble while we do it. And now we come to don't judge. Very hard, isn't it, in this world with all the people that are around us, clients, family, friends, wives, husbands, children, everybody. Very hard not to have judgments inside you, isn't it? Let's have a look. Matthew 7. Don't judge or you'll be judged. Full stop. Simple. Don't judge or you'll be judged. And the same measure of judgment you put out will come right back on you. So I'm not talking about the great white throne judgment day, all that. No, he's talking about right here and now. Whatever feeling, whatever energy, whatever effort you put out to judging, whether it be verbal, vocal, whether it be in your mind, just whatever you put out will come straight back on you and you'll feel it. Yeah? So if you're feeling it, what have I said? What have I thought? What have I done? There's only 3 rules. Put one to it. There's only 3 rules. This is why the 3 rules are so easy. Whenever you find yourself in a bind, you've taken something personal, haven't let someone have it, even Yahusha, I'm not letting him have it. What am making excuses, lying? It's only, pick a rule. And Yahusha opens the door in every situation. So we're not to judge. Having judgments with sarcasm and mocking is not acceptable behavior to Yahusha. For he said, we are not fighting people, but wicked spirits in high places. Do you walk around your day facing that? It's not the people around you. Wicked spirits in high places. If Yahusha was here today, do you think he would behave in this manner? We all know he looks at the heart, not a person's religion, so we need to be as cunning as a serpent and gentle as a dove. You don't know what he's doing in people. He looks at the heart, not a person's religion. So you've got to be cunning as a serpent, gentle as a dove when in the company of others, not rude and bombastic. Yahusha told us that his spirit would lead us on our journey and that we should show love and gentle understanding by humbly listening to those who are needy. Not just hurling some monstrous great commission on top of every single conversation, stalking every conversation so that you can talk about Yahusha. Oh, I've got to find myself worthy. I've got to talk about Yahusha, I've got to spread the seed, got to go out there, great commission. Please, not even Yahusha did that. His emissaries didn't do that either. And they were commanded to do that. And he didn't even. Gentle, understanding, loving, humbly listening, not only to Yahusha, but to people around you. Yeah? Waiting for Yahusha to do something. It's all about behavior first and foremost, guys. And then finally we have the panting love. We've been listening, understanding, humble, not judging. Yeah, panting love. Matthew 22. Love Yahuah Elohim with all of your heart. All of your heart. All of your being. All of your mind. For this is the first and greatest command. And the second is similar. Love your neighbour as yourself. For all previous instructions and prophecy hang on these two commands. Some translations say, all the Torah and the prophets hang on. The Torah is just instruction. And prophets gave prophecy. So all previous instructions and prophecy hang on these two commands. Nothing goes against these two commands, because they are a summary of the previous main 10. Yeah? We need to get to the place where we are panting, desiring, and longing for Yahusha constantly in our heart, mind, and being, with a love that never dies. If you are not in this state for Yahusha, then obviously you have the wrong behavior and you can't even love your neighbor. Are you of this mindset of panting love? See, if you're not loving Yahusha and you're blocked, got your eyes on the world, got your eyes on other things, desires and lusts of the flesh and other things that go on in the world, blocking yourself off from Yahusha, that's the first part of the command. The second one is like it. Love your neighbour as yourself. You can't do part 2 if you can't do part 1, because it's not fake. Oh, I can still go out and be kind and consider. Yeah, but it's still fake. You can't do any good without Yahusha. Anything we try to do of ourselves, knowing we're blocked off, knowing we're wrong, knowing we're fake, knowing we've got to overcompensate, and everything we do is fake. It's filthy rags that we hold up. Yeah? You've got to love Yahuah. Love Yahuah, all your heart, being, mind, and love your neighbour. Can't do the second one without the first one. Notice the 3 parts of our body, our temple, that need to be sold over in every way to Yahusha to reach perfection. Yeah? Yahusha has given us the 3 rules to question our personal behaviour. That's what they're for. Because the 66 books of scripture are all full of instruction, mostly behavioural, that we should do. It's very hard to sift thousands and thousands of pages through your mind when something comes up in the heat of the moment, isn't it? That's why Yahusha gave us 3 rules. Yeah? So, use them. Yahusha has given us the 3 rules to question our, not yours, my personal behaviour towards Yahusha and our neighbour. And using them genuinely will clean our body, our temple of unrighteousness. Using them genuinely, not fakely, not just, I'm not judging you, I'm just going to do it inside myself. I'm just letting you have it and do it inside myself, hating. No, it's got to be genuine, real. Using the 3 rules genuinely will clean out our temple of unrighteousness, catapulting us into the loving kindness of Yahusha. The 3 rules will help us overcome this world, pass all the first principles and shadow religions to enter his wonderful love. So that is what maturity looks like, guys. This is what Yahusha walked around with. What were they? I think there were 5 points. Maturity is listening. Maturity is understanding. Maturity is humility. Maturity is not judging. Maturity is love. Yeah? Loving probably comes first. Yeah? Anyway. So, keep looking at this article if you need to. Keep playing the video, whatever, if you're having a bad day, whatever. Because if you're having a bad day, it's your fault. You put yourself there. Because this is the goal of the bride. The bride is going to be those who reach this standard of behaviour. And those who don't will fall into the category of the unwise. And they'll miss out on all the wonderful things that are coming. Yeah? So this is what we're up for, guys. The whole purpose of us getting immersed, the whole purpose of us going on this redemptive path, being delivered, is so that we can have his life inside us, his light inside us. Yeah? To be used as a living dwelling, a vessel. So, you can see them here. Here are the 3 rules. Don't take anything personal. Just in case you didn't know what they are, you may not have. They're simple. You put them on yourself. Oh, you're not letting me have that. You don't do it to other people, you do it to yourself. Am I taking anything personal? Why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel upset? Why do I feel miserable? Down. What have I taken personally? Someone's done something to me, I've taken it personal. Might be thoughts you're getting. Letting everybody have it, just let them be. Let them be, don't judge them, stay out. Stay out, let them have their experience. Because what you're really saying is, you do what you're doing, because Yahusha's going to deal with you. And when he does, you deserve everything you get because of what you're doing. You don't have to do it. You don't do the judging. You don't do the punishing. You don't do the vengeance. Yahusha said, vengeance is mine. So when you let somebody have it, genuinely, not in hate, genuinely, you are giving them to Yahusha. And trust me, he can do it better than you. Deal with them. And don't make excuses, yeah? And if you want to go in there, blow up this page a bit and have a look, there's all the scripture explanations for the 3 rules there. Or there's another page right up the top that has the one of the pizzas has what are the 3 rules, and you can look at it. So bottom of the page, you've just got all the latest articles that have been going on. So that's all happening. So if we go up to, this is just what's at the bottom of most of our website now. If you've decided to commit your life to Yahusha and get immersed, that's so exciting. Remember, this is a personal experience between Yahusha and you. We have many resources on this website to assist you if you want. But at the end of the day, Yahusha will guide you, train you, and show you all things to prepare you for his return. So there's a scripture about Hebrews 8 there, which talks about Yahusha being our mediator. So it's all real. And then from this page here about the maturity, go up the top, go to the home, the 3 rules. If you click on that, that's our second pizza, I think. And that shows you here the 3 rules. Those loving your instructions have great peace, and nothing offends them. Those loving your instructions have great peace. When you take something personal, it could be a discipline or a flogging from Yahushua, you take it personally. He says, don't despise my discipline. It means I'm treating you as a son or a daughter. You know, if I wasn't doing it, you'd be a bastard, you'd be illegitimate, yeah? Those loving your instructions have great peace and nothing offends them. Are you throwing away your peace to be offended and insulted? I don't like it. I'm offended. I'm not amused. I'm not amused. I'm letting you know I'm not amused. Who cares? Why would you throw away your peace? Yahushua didn't take it personally, even while nailed to the torture stake. He said, Father, forgive them. Yeah? I'm just showing you here how these rules are scriptural. They're just reworded, yeah? For modern people. Am I letting them have it? What does that mean? It means loving your neighbour as yourself. We just went through this whole thing about being mature. Love your neighbour as yourself. Love Yahuah, love your neighbour. Think of others as greater than yourself. The greatest among you is a servant. Deny yourself and give others understanding. We went through all these, didn't we? Judging, challenging, arguing, fighting to make your point. Are you fighting to make your point? Instead, put yourself off, be kind, listen, and understand others. Yeah? That's how you're going to win people. It's not our job to win people, but that's how we are going to be used through our behaviour. So if you have a desire in your heart to see people around you come to Yahusha, it's not going to be by your words most of the time, because they are so full of the world's religion, and anything you start saying about the scripture will just be, oh, you're one of those wackos. It's got to be behaviour. They have to see something, they have to feel something when they talk to you. Yahusha's love coming from you. Has to be through behaviour. Am I making excuses? That's the third rule. Don't bear false witness. Speak the truth in love. Yahuah hates a liar. Are you defending and explaining away your behaviours, trying to sweep it under the rug all the time? Twist the truth, bend what happened? Making allowances for sin is lying to yourself and Yahusha. We must face the truth and change, not hide behind excuses. Not tell yourself, even to yourself, don't lie to yourself just so you can sleep at night. Blame someone else so you can sleep. No, face it. Go through the agony of facing yourself and what you did. You've got the fruit of the Spirit there. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, trustworthiness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no Torah. Against such there is no instruction, no law. Nothing will come against you if you're doing these. Yeah? You won't be wrong. Everything will come against you, but you won't be wrong. The fruit of the Spirit is all about behaviour. These fruits are all behaviours. Yahusha teaches his bride how to behave the fruits through Hebrews 12. He says that a man who has no control of his spirit is like a broken down city without a wall. What a sorry state to be in, which many are labouring with today. So Yahusha has given us the 3 rules, which are a helpful tool for his bride to rebuild the broken down walls that open her to the enemy attack, which wants the city's ruin. And then we've got all sorts of things here. More birds. Yahusha gave the behaviour evolution the 3 rules which, when applied to ourselves, shows our behaviour towards his word and reveals the unclean in us. Why do you think most teachers, preachers, pastors, rabbis, messianics, Nazarene don't want to know about the 3 rules? Because they don't want to face themselves. They want to continue going on the same path they're on, using his name to do it. Yahusha gave us the 3 rules which, when applied to ourselves, shows our behaviour towards his word, whether it's right or wrong, and reveals the unclean in us. Reveals the unclean in us, the spots and wrinkles. And of course, such habits and sins need to die. We actually have to put off the problem which causes unclean behaviour. We have to put off the problem which causes unclean behaviour. This is called overcoming. Us fighting, us putting off the problem, us putting off the behaviour. In his strength, he shows us, he goads us, he chastises us, flogs us. We don't like it, we put it off for him. Teaching us to manifest his words through our members is the loving kindness of Yahusha and the achieved goal of his bride. This is how we get to maturity. While many carpetbaggers, scholastic bodies and religious groups of knowledge are being formed, we have no desire to forsake the liberty given us by Yahusha's set-apart spirit, to be dominated by this unseemliness. Unseemliness. No one is listening to anyone else much in this world anymore. Most are too busy trying to convert each other with their own knowledge. The knowledge revolution of the carpetbaggers is now making the sheep diseased and without love. So it's time for a change. Yahusha's behaviour revolution is hitting the globe, and everyone is talking about the 3 rules, but they're only putting their big toe in to test the temperature. And yes, if we dive in, we are going to burn up the self, burn it up. Burn up the self in this new behavior. After all, we are told to die to self because it is unclean. So dive in and see the new thing that Yahusha is doing through the 3 rules. You will not be disappointed, guys. If you feel like something's not right, I'm not talking about the people around you or the teachers you listen to, whatever, that's just an obvious. I'm talking about yourself. Don't you feel like there's more to have? There is. Because this is never ending. Knowledge without love is a redundancy. And as it says in 1 Corinthians 13, where love is dominating, knowledge will be inactive. Where love is dominating, knowledge will be inactive. So our goal here at Behavior Evolution is to enter the maturity levels of the behavior of love. Enter the maturity levels. Enter the maturity of the behavior of love. For there is so much more available to us from Yahusha in his love dimension, beyond the walls of human knowledge, beyond, whole different dimension. The seeds of his kingdom have been planted in us, sown in us, and they're growing. Can you see now that walking Yahusha's path of obedience is a behavior revolution? Applying the 3 rules helps us stay conscious to the daily choices of thoughts we have, Yahusha's or Satan's. It allows us to overcome the evil of the world still within us and not get caught up in the drama of the walking dead surrounding us. Don't get caught up in the drama. So, Yahusha's bride will be seen by her unique behavior. Seen, not heard, seen by her unique behavior. Welcome to the revolution. Dive in. Go on. Dive into the revolution. So, and you've got some videos down there about how to fast track, about the revolution starting, all sorts of resources. There's videos, tried to pick out some. I'm still finding some in my travels that relate to different topics. But yeah, and lots of other articles about the 3 rules here too. And then we're back to the pizza menu, So there's lots of topics here. I really only dealt with this page today and the maturity, which we started with all the 3 rules bring you to maturity. So in our next few videos, I will go through all these other ones. So sort of navigate the pages for you all. It's wonderful. I'm very excited about this website. It's just great to have everything in the same place. I eventually want to put all the scripture pages that I've been writing for 2 years onto this website as well. But that's going to be a slow process in the background. So we're getting back into David this week. We're going to meet Bathsheba. So all about desires. And lots of wonderful things happening in the revolution. So if you're walking with us, great. If you'd like to Skype into the meetings, the praise sessions, fantastic. We're going to start videoing them again next week, and so you can join us in that too. So it's all happening. So stay strong, guys, and don't get blocked. Stay attached to the vine. Yeah, Yahusha, put the rules to yourself. 3 rules to yourself.